A couple housekeeping items. First of all, I'm Dave Williams, the Deputy Athletic Director. Brian Betcher, Sports Information Director, is back in the office working on everything to do with football this week with the state playoffs and our game against somebody this weekend. Couple housekeeping items first. What we'll do here today is we'll bring the head coaches up. They will have opening comments, but they will not take questions from the audience at that point. And then after they're both done, we will open it up then for individual comments and individual interviews for the women's basketball players that are here, the men's basketball players that are here, and also the coaching staff. So, boy, that gear looks really nice, doesn't it? Chuck, stand up for a second. That gear is, Chuck Love. Yeah. Yeah. Chuck, what size is that? Size large? Is that? Yeah. Okay, good. Taya, is your large? I haven't got one of those yet. So, like to welcome a couple guests, obviously, and obviously our athletic director, Dave Herbster. And then there's 3 vice presidents in the room that thank you for coming. Scott Polson, vice president for marketing and enrollment, I believe, is that correct? Sheila Gestring, CFO, vice president, and then Jim Moran, provost. So one of the great things about USD is our connection. We're not in a silo in athletics. There's such a great connection between academics and athletics here that it makes it a really special place. So we're first going to introduce Amy Williams. Amy was relaying a story beforehand today. She's in her 4th year, and I think it seems like it's been forever, and she thinks it seems like yesterday. But when Amy first got the position here, Nicole Seekamp had not played a game yet. And she, knew about this player from Australia who was supposed to be a decent player, but we had no idea how good exactly she was. And when she got to campus, Amy has been doing backflips ever since. So, Amy Williams.
Thank you, Dave. Yes, those backflips that started in April when we got that good news that Nicole would be able to return to our team. So that's been a very exciting piece of information for our program and something that has already paid dividends just with the leadership we've seen there. It's just such an exciting time, but it's exciting week to be Coyote. We have our first game Friday on the road at Utah, so we're all fired up about that. Signing date this week coming up. We're fired up. We've got 5 new ones to add to the program and our family this week. We're excited about that. We've got that. There's a kind of a football game going on, I think, Saturday. So we're fired up about that. We think we're going to be able to maybe make it back from Utah in time for the second half is what we're hoping from when our plane lands. So just such an exciting time to be a Coyote and a great week for us this week. I want to start by just saying that I'm very, very fortunate this year to have 2 staples that have been on my staff since I've been at USD all 3 years that we've been here, heading into year 4 with Tandem Mays and Chuck Love, and I just can't say enough what that consistency means for me, our players, and everyone that they deal with in our athletic department, just to have that kind of consistency and what they bring to our team. And I've also been fortunate enough to add 2 new members to my staff in Tom Gailey and Amanda Hart, and they've been a perfect addition to kind of round out an outstanding staff. I really believe that our coaching staff and the team work that we show, being great teammates to each other, is the model that our kids kind of can learn from and be able to emulate with themselves, trying to be great teammates for each other. So I'm very fortunate with that. Not enough can be said about how fortunate we are with all the great things that are going on our campus and in our athletic department, with the new facility that's being built and all of the hard work that's gone into having that come to fruition, and the commitment that's been made with our administration, with the cost of attendance and all the things that we really feel like we need. It's just a very great time to be a part of our athletic department and our women's basketball program. But today I'm going to kind of focus on 5 seniors that have really built the foundation for our program, and they're never going to get to play in that new arena, and they don't get to reap the benefits of the cost of attendance and some of those kinds of things that as we move forward we sometimes forget. But I cannot begin to say how grateful I am to this senior class and what they've meant to our program. We're fortunate enough to be led by Taya Hiemiller, Nicole Seekamp, Margaret McLeod, all of who are here today, but also Kelly Stewart and Heidi Hoff, who are in class today, all 5 of which have made their mark on our program and are tremendous leaders for our program. So very, very fortunate and excited about what this senior class is going to be able to do this year. They're joined by 4 juniors, so it's kind of a luxury for me to have 9 upperclassmen in the program. Now, our junior class, Bridget Arns, who's here today, has played a lot of minutes for us, just kind of that tough, hard-nosed, kind of sets the tone for our team. And then the other 3 juniors are all kind of new to wearing a Coyote uniform. Caitlin Duffy, who transferred here and sat out last year. Abby Fogg, another transfer who got to practice last year but didn't get to play any games. And then Jasmine Trimboli, our newest kind of junior addition, a junior college transfer from Iowa Western that we're expecting big things from. When you have 9 upperclassmen like that, it's a special thing. There's certain times where I feel like our coaching staff could probably leave practice and practice would function just the same. They're great leaders on the floor. They're great coaches. They're great mentors for our young kids. It's just all the time there's somebody on the baseline putting their arm around one of those young kids, one of those freshmen, and talking and teaching from the player's perspective. And it's just a special thing that as a head coach you cannot really teach. And it's that culture, that healthy culture that these upperclassmen have established is what I credit a lot of the past successes and the excitement that we have heading into this season. Our schedule is going to be very challenging non-conference. We open at Utah, then at Northern Iowa, then at Kansas State. So couple little challenging road tests to get us started, and then we get to come home and play Marquette in our first home game. So some really tough opponents, but we feel like when we're putting together our non-conference schedule, our #1 goal is to challenge ourselves to be able to prepare us for the rigors of what we're going to face in the Summit League. And then also to give our fan base an opportunity to see some great basketball. And so we're very excited this year to have teams like Marquette and the University of Washington, who has one of the top 10 players in the country, and Kelsey Plum, and they're an NCAA tournament team a year ago. And they're going to come to Vermillion and play in the Dome. And we're very fired up about giving our fans that opportunity and constantly looking. As one reason we scheduled Illinois is that they're going to return next year when we open the arena to have a program like the University of Illinois coming back to Vermillion, and some really, really exciting things with our schedule and tough challenges for us, but we're ready to face them. I guess other than that, I just want to say that, you know, our program as a whole is trying to continue to raise the bar, and that's kind of consistently since I've been here been what our goal is find ways to see what we can do to just raise the bar a little higher. We've done that every year I've been here. Each year it's getting just a little bit harder to raise the bar, but these guys are very focused right now and prepared, and I feel like the sky is the limit for what we can accomplish this season. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you to the staff also for taking such good glamour shot photos of you 5. Those are pretty good. On the other hand, look at the men's shots, and those look like I took them myself. So. There's only so much you can do with the subject, and with the next subject, we'll bring up Craig Smith, the men's basketball coach.
Our staff makes your work look good, Dave. Don't worry about it. Thank you for all of you guys in attendance today. Thanks Brian Betcher and Brittany Waller for putting this on. To echo some of Amy's sentiments, I'm not sure there's ever been a better time to be at USD when you look at everything that's going on with the new arena, the new soccer complex, the new track and field, and everything that goes into that. And then you throw in the cost of attendance. We are the fourth mid-major school in the country that decided to pay cost of attendance for every student athlete at USD. And that means something. That's a pretty special deal. And it really tells you the commitment to excellence, starting at the top with President Abbott, who's in the back of the room, staring at his phone while I'm talking, but I'm used to that, so it's okay. No, I'm kidding. David Herbster, our Director of Athletics, and all of our administration across the University of South Dakota. So kudos to you guys for everything that you do for our incredible university that way. Our staff, Gamali Ahalegba, say that 3 times in a row, is sitting right over there. Eric Peterson in the nice red polo. Monty Ritchie, our Director of Operations, and Austin Hansen standing in the back. We've been here about 18 months now, and that's always, when you reflect on it, that was the hardest thing to decide on what to do. You're always worried about recruiting, you're worried about getting to know all the players in your program, but you just can't afford to screw up your staff, as Amy alluded to. And she's got one heck of a staff. And obviously the work that they're doing and these fine women down here, you can't speak highly enough. But I'm thrilled to death with our assistant coaches and our staff and everything that they're about. I had had a previous relationship with each of them, but I never worked with them, and there's a big difference. And just the integrity that they have, the way they represent our program themselves and their family, you just can't speak highly enough of the things that they do for our young men in our program and for our university as a whole. So thank you guys. I would say that the head coach gets way more credit and way more blame than they deserve. And you are who you surround yourself with, and I couldn't be more proud of our 4 guys that way. Our team, it'll be interesting. We got a lot of new faces. We have 7 new faces. We have 3 other guys that redshirted last year that did not play. That'll be relatively new, I guess you could say. But really excited about the leadership in our program in terms of our seniors. And we have 3 of them right over here, starting with Casey Kasperbauer on the left. Casey obviously is a senior for us. Casey's like another coach on the floor. And he's just very, very intelligent. He's always on it. There's like 5 seconds to go in the game, and he's telling our staff and myself what to do. And usually he's right, And so he's just got tremendous feel for the game, knows how to play. And I wasn't very smart last year. Our first 5 games, we started out 0-5 in case he was playing 15 minutes a game. And then the more tape you watch and the way we play and the way we try to do things, he's probably the best shooter I've ever coached, but he's a tremendous teammate. And all the guys would say the same thing. I think he's got the respect of every single guy, I know, of all 16 of his teammates. He just makes the extra pass, makes the right play all the time. And all of a sudden we put him in the lineup and things got a lot better. And so he's had tremendous leadership and has really been the voice of our team that way. Eric Robertson, Eric's all arms and legs. I mean, they're just kind of all over the place. And, Eric's he's just a spark plug guy, right? He's got tremendous energy. He's all over the map. He's a Gator guy to the T. Gator, as we all know by now. I don't have to repeat it, right, Mick? You want to say what it is? No, we're good. And so, Eric had to be thrown into, he played the 5 a lot last year, plays the 4. He's got a lot of different stuff. In a lot of ways, he's got the hardest job because of screen and roll defense, learning the sets, all this, that, and the other. But he's a winner at the end of the day. He makes big plays in big situations. And so we're fired up with him. Trey Burnett. Trey came in from Williston State Junior College. Coach Peterson was his junior college coach. It took him about 2 months to commit, so I learned right away, he's not always got I'm going to shut up right now. But anyway, Trey's really grown in a lot and has come a long way in a lot of respects. And, early last year, he started every game last year, and just the speed of the game and the adjustment when you're coming from a junior college, it's a big change. And he struggled at times, and him and I kind of would have tug of wars, not necessarily in a bad way, but and then finally when I let go a little bit and he kind of got over some things, and boy, then he really took off the last third of the year or so, and our team really started playing our best basketball. And so Trey's a really talented guy, also a great teammate, and he's going to have to be a big-time impact player for us this year to get to where we need to go. And then Dual Mayott, who's not here right now. Dual is from Omaha, Nebraska, and Dual's like the most popular guy, I think, on our team throughout campus anyway. E-Rob would like to argue that, but he knows better. And so Dual is just a consummate teammate. The other day in our our first scrimmage, he didn't play 1 minute of the first 20-minute segment, yet every single time somebody did something good, he was the first to stand up, and have his teammates back that way. And then Trey Norris is also in class right now, and Trey started every game as a sophomore, and last year came off the bench, never had an issue with him that way, and he played 26 minutes a game, and was really good for us. We were top 50 in the country last year in not turning the ball over, and Trey just doesn't turn it over. He makes very good decisions, he's sound with the ball, and he's very good defensively. And so these 5 seniors are really going to have to lead us. People are always asking, we lost Brandon Boss, a 1,200-point scorer. We lose Tyler Larson, who was a first-team All-League guy, was 6th in the league in scoring, led our team in scoring, was the leading rebounder in the Summit League, and was 6th in assists. That's a big loss. And he also guarded the other team's best player, like every night, whether it was a point guard, a 2, a 3, or a 4. And then James Hunter really came on at the end of the year, and I always give James a hard time because for about 2/3 of the way through the year, are we ever going to get rid of this guy? And then the last third, I was like, can we keep this guy? And we're going to miss him. But I'm not sure you replace him by one guy or one person. It's got to be the sum of its parts. We got to really have everybody step up to the plate and play better. Casey's got to be better. E-Rob's got to be better. Trey Burnett's got to be better. We just have to have a bunch of guys that get better. And so we put a lot of responsibility on our seniors, and I know this is a group of guys that can really handle that. I'm trying to think of the camera. You didn't snap it when I took my drink. Our 7 new guys. We have 3 new freshmen. Dan Jack from Rochester, Minnesota. Dan's a 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", 5'4", really active, really athletic. He'll be the first guy on the floor for any loose ball. He's all over the place. Tyler Hagedorn. Tyler's 6'9", 6'10". Kind of plays, a cross of like kind of Dirk Nowitzki-ish. Larry Bird-ish, obviously not NBA-ish, but that kind of skill set and the way he does things, can really pass it, shoots the 3 well, and has great length and size. And then Tyler Borchers from Lamar's, Iowa. Tyler Hagedorn is coached by Ben Reese, by the way, at Norfolk High School. And then Tyler Borchers from Lamar's, Iowa. His nickname is the Gronk. Kind of plays like the Gronk. He's all over the place, gets every loose ball, rebound, all that stuff. We're excited about those 3 guys and their future and what they're going to bring to the table. And they're going to have to do it right away. And then we got Shai McClellan, junior college transfer, who's kind of a do-it-all guard. He's like a bowling ball. When he gets downhill, he's really hard to stop. He's like, I don't know, he's, who's the new, Todd Gurley, is that his name? The running back that's kind of how he plays. He just kind of breaks through a guy and gets through contact and just goes all the way to the rim, and it's hard to stop him. And then we have 3 Division I transfers who all have to sit out. Matt Mooney from Air Force Academy, Trey Dickerson from the University of Iowa, and Carlton Hurst from Colorado State. So it's an exciting group, really fired up, and it's been a great group to coach that way. As Amy alluded to, signing date is on Wednesday. We've gotten commitments, 3 verbals from 3 guys, and we'll talk more about those guys, but really, really excited that the direction of our program is going. We got a heck of a schedule. IUPUI has a very good schedule, and us and them are neck and neck, but we play 3 BCS schools, starting with Kansas State in the Big 12, at Minnesota on December 5th, at University of Illinois in December, I believe, 19th, UNLV, which will be ranked in the top 25 this year at some point. They lost 2 NBA players from last year's team, but they replaced them with about 4 NBA players. So and we've got those guys on December 22nd, and then we play Florida Gulf Coast in the Pentagon on December 28th, and that was a great experience for our guys last year. World-class venue, incredible hospitality, and obviously a very, very good opponent. And we sold it out last year, so it would be another great experience for our guys. With that, that's all I got, Dave.
We in the athletic department get caught up so much in the day-to-day busyness of what it takes to run a place. And we don't say to both staffs enough that you guys are doing an incredible job, and we wouldn't trade our basketball staff for anybody in the Summit League for sure. So thank you guys for what you do. At this point, media, we're going to make both coaches and any sets of players available. The way it usually works is you set up a different station, and Brittany will get the people to you as we can. So thank you everyone for attending, and go Yotes.